All right. I'm going to get started. And like I said, if you were here, I will let people in as we go if we get some more people, hopefully. But the beauty is it'll be recorded and I'll send it out and hopefully we can get some feedback from people with regards to, any initiatives that they'd like to partake in for next year. So I want to get started with just an overview of all the things that we did talk about, discuss this year. So actually, it's quite a few. So I was looking back through my notes, with different categories. We had student wellness and mental health. Akshita's here, right? Akshita, you were one of our presenters from NAMI earlier in the year. Let me just admit,
I think there's
Julie.
miscommunication. For Nami, it was like Pragna and them. Like
Oh,
I
Pragna.
did, yeah,
You were the wellness.
yeah.
All right. All right, I got those people in. Anyway, the National Alliance for Mental Illness and community organizations to support student and mental health awareness and advocacy. Continued support for student-led wellness initiatives, including suicide prevention, awareness, and the SOS Club blood drive. They did two of those this year. Um, explored mental health first aid certification opportunities, and discussed development of a new sports psychology elective, which we're happy to say is happening for next year. We're going to have four sections of it at the high school for next year. So we are really excited to kick that off. Doing a lot of planning for that right now. Um, and then the next category, and I'm just trying to multitask here, physical activity, inclusive programming, continued growth and success of Unified P at Shaker High School. We're expanding it next year to the middle school. It supported unified sports and inclusive recreation opportunities. We participated in a unified backyard games field trip up to Shen, which was a huge undertaking and a huge success. The kids really had a great time. Actually, there's Coach Bruno now. She's the champion of that. Let me let her in. All right. And we piloted Bikes in Schools program with the kindergarten and first graders at Forts Ferry. We learned swim program for third graders. Today we had Loudonville. We have them 2 more days. We had Blue Creek last week and Latham Ridge. We'll get the other three schools next year. We did the March 20th workshop for staff during Wellness Day as part of the Superintendent Conference Day. And we're continuing to have discussions. We tried to offer some staff wellness activities over at Goodrich at the central office through Sakati Center. But it was kind of rushed with the after April break, so we didn't quite have enough to get it off the ground for this year. But all the legwork is done, so we're hoping to revisit that for earlier in the year next year to get it going. It was yoga and like strength and conditioning group exercise. We heard a lot from nutrition and food services. We're going to hear a lot more today from some of our folks that are here, Amber and Alex. But the chef takeover events looked like a blast. Continued growth of the farm to school programming, harvest of the month promotions across the district, the farm to school summit. Pause for 1 second. There we go. School breakfast week initiatives, continued support of the Charlie Cart, collaboration. They had to get creative with the construction project going on at the high school with the what are we calling it, Alex? The library cafe.
I don't I don't know what they're calling it.
We'll call it the library cafe. Who knows what everybody else is calling it, but that sounds like a good name for it. It seems like a new and exciting setting for the time being. As I mentioned before, we're strengthening a partnership with Sakati Center with Jeff Hill over there, and I look forward to continued collaboration. They got their pool back open. They put a lot of efforts into that, so we're looking for new and exciting ways to collaborate on that. The the Family Fall Festival, District Wellness, the Apple Festival, Cookout, Big Apple Crunch, and Summer Garden Market. Flu shot clinics, almost 200 vaccinations administered for the people that wanted it. Facilities and environment. We were able to get some of them done for this year. If you were around our area, and that is the high school athletic area, the hallway. There's a nice new display for our student athletes who have achieved the highest levels. So like teams that have won the sectional titles, individuals and or teams that have won state championships. And we just had another one this past weekend. Lily Griffin won the 400 Federation and state championships. So herself, along with girls and boys lacrosse and girls flag football, will get their team pictures or individual pictures, and all the other teams from this year. So that's a really nice thing that the Booster Club did for us. As a district, we bought all new banners for the gym, which looked great during the 75th anniversary for people who were there. All the events that go on in there. It was a really nice way to spruce up the H gym. And continue planning for recognition of wellness focused spaces throughout the district. I'm also working, I got a few more flagpole, they were well received. I heard a lot of good feedback. The ones right now, they are on this not the flagpoles, the light poles between the middle school and the high school. It's our Shaker Bison logo. And so, I ordered a few more, try to get a few each year for the parking lots because it just kind of makes it look nicer. And like I said, we're sports psychology, expansion and unified PE. Yeah, I kind of hit it. I don't want to read any more from that. So, there's a lot of good things going on in the area of health and wellness throughout the district, and we look forward to learning about more and supporting more. We're going to hear about some more things that are going on currently and upcoming. So I am going to turn it over right now to Akshita. Unless Amber, you said you had to go. Would you prefer to go next if that's okay, Akshita?
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
okay.
It's okay, Amber?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
then
okay. That's
we'll
fine.
stick with the plan. So Akshita, do you need me to share, you want to share anything screen wise, or are you just gonna talk? Not
I
just,
really
but
didn't have the time to make up the whole
okay.
regions and
Yeah, no worries.
everything, so I'll
Yep,
just
I just
make it
wanted to give you the
quick.
option. No, take your time, no
Thank
rush.
you. So, this year, like I started my Empowerment project through freshman year as a civics project, and we're continuing it this year. This year, we were recognized by the YWC for like all of our like advocacy works and like the health fair that we hosted last year, and we also hosted it again this year. We unfortunately didn't get as much as a turnout as we did get last year due to like last minute like cancellation and everything, but like overall it was a success. And then this summer, like me and like my friends who are part of this will be also working on also just like we're working on making like health education more accessible for kids. So we're working with the social studies supervisor and some other people just to see how we can make that happen.
All right, yeah, and we're working on that too. One of the biggest challenges is finding the right time to schedule some of these events, and in the end of the year, just like this meeting, like it is really hard, and people are sometimes it's a little burned out on events and coming back at night when the weather's getting nice. So like that's something we'll be discussing because we did have really good numbers in the past, and this year it was a little off. So we always take a look at these things and say, what can we do? Because it's a great event, and we appreciate you guys in putting on, being a part of it. So we'll get together and talk about that more before next year. And if you got any feedback, we'd love to hear it.
Great, thank you.
All right,
That's all I
thanks.
have to say.
Yeah, no, good stuff. All right, Amber, I'll put up your.
Sure,
All
thank
right.
you. Yep. So, updates. There's lots going on around the district, and so I was thankful that we kind of narrowed it down to a few that I could talk about. But if anybody, Alex, if you have anything to add or jump in, or if you have any questions, let me know. There are things going on in every building, and we've expanded the gardens and programming in just about every building this year. So that's really exciting. So one of our big additions this year, which we were able to purchase through the New York State Farm to School grant, that food service, and we've been executing on for the last year and a half or so, and we got two beautiful really truly beautiful greenhouses that have been constructed. One is at central office behind the Goodrich building, and that is primarily used currently by our transition program students. That is the one that's pictured here on the slide. This is going to also act as a job site this summer for our ESY program. So I'm actually meeting with one of the administrators of that program tomorrow morning to kind of look at it and think about how this could be utilized by our students on a weekly or even more often basis. It really will help us expand our growing season, which I'm sure you know we live in the Northeast, so it's not that long, and a lot of it happens when the majority of our students are not in school. So we're really trying to think of ways to maximize growing as throughout the years, and also with as many students as possible. The other greenhouse is located in the upper courtyard at the high school. So if anyone here is familiar with the Shaker Garden that has been around, we actually just saw a reminder post pop up 8 years ago that was originally constructed in the lower courtyard at the high school. This is now, the upper courtyard is being transformed into another wonderful growing space, outdoor learning space by our freshman seminar teachers, Kim and Hope, who've been doing a wonderful job there. So the freshman seminar students are primarily utilizing that other greenhouse. We have the potential to maybe get another one, but that's to be determined. So, but that's been a wonderful addition. They really are well built. They seem like they will last. They came in 10 boxes, and our wonderful maintenance crew took the time and put them together, and they did a really, really great job. Yeah, so that's the greenhouses, I think.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin your flow, but I just want to say like kudos to everybody involved. I got to go up to the one in the courtyard with Kim, and it's amazing. Like, so how much do you feel like what's the growing season like timeline with something like that?
So this is all new to me too. So I am learning as we go. But I would say it should add at least a couple months. It depends on what we want to grow as well. I think we're going to really try to focus on flowers and herbs for these things. That's something that our students will be able to use in lots of different ways. There's lots of variety within those things, and we can dry them. We can, the hope is that we'll be able to dry them, maybe make some herb salts, things like that maybe food service would be able to use for cooking, but also we can make available to the community. So that wasn't your question at all, but I would say it expands the season by at least 3 months, which is
Wow.
pretty big when you think about the school year that we currently have. So it's really been great. And even just a place to have, we're really trying to close the loop on this growing, meaning we want our students to harvest things in the fall that they will then be able to harvest the seeds from, and we'll be able to then start our own seeds in the winter or early spring, and then use that for our gardens throughout the district, use that for things like plant sales. We were able to actually give out a lot of seedlings this year to the community at the Bison Birthday Bash and at the Wellness Fair that Akshita talked about. And so we want to do more of that. And so to have a place to be able to store pots and things and soil, and to be able to do this, we recently made a connection with a district parent who works for a landscaping company, and she's been very generous with a lot of old pots and trays and things that they would not be utilizing anymore, but we can utilize. So there's just, again, I could talk forever. There's so much.
It's fascinating, and it's so great it's like literally the ground up, and that it's such practical, skill, and the fact that we're using the produce and everything right here. It's just it's a testament to the work that everybody in this team has done to get, your team, to get this going.
Yeah, there's a lot of people involved, a lot of people doing really awesome things and having really great ideas, which is very cool.
And they were part of the staff wellness, Kim and Hope, and I don't remember if you were helping them out or not. They
were nice enough to have me be there, but I was really there and just body on. They did
Yeah,
the heavy
the
lifting.
staff
And
that when I was making the rounds, I got to see, she had me sitting down to pick some different flowers and stuff to plant, and the people that were in there were really enjoying that.
Yeah, they definitely did. They are a true asset. We have so many people like them that are just true assets. So I think you've heard about the committee has heard about the Charlie Cart in the past. We are really excited that we've continued to utilize it with different groups of students. We did a library lesson with third grade at Blue Creek, and we made some little strawberry shortcake with homemade whipped cream and mint right from the garden. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough strawberries. They do have strawberries there, but we didn't have enough to feed the whole third grade. Maybe someday. But I'm actually doing another lesson tomorrow morning with some communication students and utilizing things from the garden again. So the excitement around the Charlie Cart is growing. Forts Ferry's fun run was one of the things that they were raising money for, was to purchase a Charlie Cart that will live at Forts Ferry, that will be right there, because they have been enjoying it so much.
Wow.
And they raised, I think, over $10,000 more than their goal. So they will definitely be getting a Charlie Cart, and I'm sure they'll do other great things with the rest of the money that was raised.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, so it's really fun. Again, it comes with curriculum, so it's nice. That's a really good starting point. There's one of the recipes that I'm going to do tomorrow is a social studies lesson, and I think one is an ELA lesson, but I'm kind of combining things, but it gives information and you can pick and choose and but you could also use it just to make anything. Anything. So I'm sure this will get utilized over the summer as well, with the ESY program and maybe the Gen Ed programs too. So
Very cool.
that's the Charlie Cart. Yeah, and then so we've worked with the ESY program the last several summers. We're really trying to I guess maximize farm to school as opportunities for life skills and job skills, providing a lot of job sites. We now have, I say 9 growing sites, but really that we have growing spaces at all 9 of our buildings, including central office, and some of the buildings like the high school have multiple growing sites at the spaces. So we should be, and each of those buildings is going to act as a job site this summer for different groups of students, giving, because one of the questions I get asked the most, I would say, when I tell people what I do is, what happens in the summer? Because most students are not in session, but we have wonderful resources that are coming to school throughout the summer, and we're going to be able to work together with the hope that we'll continue the garden markets Fridays this summer. Everything else is TBD. There will be communication coming out from our communications office, a flyer with more specific times and locations. I do think it's going to be at the middle school again. It was there last year, and with the resurfacing of the track, we know we can't use the concession stand like we have in the past, and most of the students that will be in programs over the summer will be housed at the middle school this year, so that just makes sense to have it there. But I'm going to be working with, I think, the cooking class or the foods classes, and they might be making some fun treats. There might be treats weekly in addition to the fresh produce, that will include some of the produce. So yeah. That's
Great. I don't want to, hog up the microphones here. So please unmute, ask questions, make comments. Anybody that's at the meeting can feel
I just
free.
have a
It's free form.
comment. If these slides don't make you smile, like, I don't know what will. That first
Some
one,
good looking produce.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. That's one of my favorite things is, like, I am fortunate enough to have lots of people involved in this stuff, and I get pictures from Alex included, like pictures sent to me of the food that's on the trays in the cafeteria, of kids working in the garden spaces, of people maintaining, weeding, doing work in the like it's really incredible. I have so many pictures of just some really, really cool things happening throughout the district. So yeah, it does. I have to sometimes stop, and it's like as busy as I am because of how much everything is grown and everything that's going on. Like I often stop and just say, wow, like this is really cool and we're very lucky. Oh, thanks for saying that, Alex.
I speak on behalf of everybody that I look forward to looking at the communications and seeing when the summer stand will be available.
Yeah. Can I also just put a plug in for the Fall Family Festival? Because,
Of course.
I mean, I know that's not till the fall, but if anybody is interested, I think we're going to do that on October 8th this year, which is a Thursday. We tend to stick with Thursdays. It just seems to work out. But if anyone, we're always looking for, there'll be communication about that, but we're always looking for either chefs or restaurants that might want to participate, or, people who have ideas about ways that we can grow or improve or add to that program.
Amber, if you wouldn't mind, send me an email with some of those details, and that way when I send out the recording, we can put the appeal into that message as well.
Sure. Thanks.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Well, thank you for all that you do
Thank
combined.
you.
We got to come up with, what are we calling this? Like, it's not just food services. It's like what you do combined with food services.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's
Just
farm
school.
school, right, Alex? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you for everyone for wanting to hear about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a lot. So I think that, Alex, do you have anything else you want to elaborate on from the food services department?
No, the only thing I think Lisa wanted to talk about was the summer feeding, just the summer feeding sites. So obviously, because they're doing a lot of work at the high school, we're going to be feeding the summer school kids and ESY kids at the middle school. And then we also have a site at Forts Ferry for their literacy program, but they're all closed sites, but they will get free breakfast and lunch. I think that was all she really wanted me to mention. And then obviously that the construction continues at the high school for next year. And so we'll still be doing our, what did you say, cafe library?
Yeah, library
Yeah.
cafe, whatever. We got to brand it.
Yeah,
Get a
we
sign put
do.
up
Yeah, but not until that won't be finished until not this September, the following September. So
for Taft Cafeteria, you mean?
the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a lot. As we look ahead to next year, we really would like to hear from people. There's like 90 people on this committee, but we'd love to hear from people with not just ideas, but like ideas we can talk about. But to bring them to fruition, we need people that are going to be the worker bees. So, if you're listening to this out in the virtual world, please reach out to me. I'll put it in the appeal when I put out the email. But there's always lots of good stuff going on, but that doesn't mean there's not room for plenty more. It's tough. I get with the elementary folks to make these meetings. As I've said many times, there's no perfect solution to capturing the high school folks with their schedule, the middle school folks with their schedule, and the elementary folks, and then the community as a whole. So, as I said, we record it and I share it out, our communications. Thank you. Share it out. A kudos to Ashley Miller, who's in the audience tonight, one of the recent class of Shaker Alumni Hall of Famer.
Woo woo.
Thanks, Dave.
Well deserved. But yeah, that's the gist of it is, if you see, even if it's just an idea, and you don't have a plan, but you want to, help with going about how to accomplish something, that's what we're here for. So don't be shy, and reach out to me, and I'll be around over the summer, check an email even when I'm not here. So I'd be happy to start those conversations and, so that we can hit the ground running come September. All right. Anybody in the group got anything else they'd like to add?
Hey, Dave, I had a question.
Yeah.
It's built that I know we talk about the every child swimmer page.
Yeah.
I pretty much built that. We just have to add our own program stuff in.
Yep.
Do you want me to just take a crack at writing that up, or do you think we're far enough along to start to build it, or do you want me to wait?
Yeah, we can, let's have a conversation about that because I got to work out the details. It depends on how detailed you want to get at this point versus. But yes, yeah. So I didn't really get into that, but it can be public knowledge because the budget vote has been approved. So next year, in addition to the third grade swim program that I mentioned before, we're going to be launching a K-5 Learn to Swim program, but that'll be outside the school day. So we have to work out the details of the when and the who. But we want to expand upon what we started with third grade, and then we used to have through the Colony Youth Center a summer enrichment program that was wildly popular about 10 years ago. And so we want to bring back our own version of something like that to utilize the pool, probably in the next spring or summer. We can't really do much here this summer because of all the construction projects that are going on. It's kind of crazy, but maybe we'll figure it out. And communications, as Ashley said, we'll get that information out. And there'll be more to come, but it's all good. Thanks for asking. All right. I'm just checking to see if I see any hands up or any unmuted people. All right, guys. Well, I understand it's a beautiful day. Everyone's got other things to do, so I appreciate your time and look forward to the future and things to come. So have a great rest of your day. Get out and enjoy it before the rain tomorrow.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.